Hi guys, I'm Gabby and welcome to my channel if it's your first time here, and if you're returning back, thank you so much. So in today's video, we're going to be talking about the K1 visa, also known as the fiance visa. Now on my channel, I talk mostly about the spouse visa, the IR1/CR1 visa, which is for couples who are already married and they want to bring their spouse to the United States. But someone commented under one of my videos asking about the steps to applying for a K1 or fiance visa because he has a future wife, congratulations to you, that he wants to bring to the United States. So I said, okay, of course I can do a video on it. So that's what we're doing today. So let's just jump right into the video. The main difference between the fiance visa and the IR1/CR1 visa is the K1 visa is a non-immigrant visa, but applying for it leads towards an immigrant visa. Okay, so for a K1 visa, you're requesting through USCIS to have your fiance come to the United States with the intentions of getting married, and then they move forward to applying for the actual green card. There's a little bit of difference between the process of the marriage visa, the IR1/CR1 visa, and the K1 or fiance visa, and we're going to go over their steps. There's about 8 steps in this process. The very first thing you must do is make sure that you're eligible to apply. So to be eligible, you must be the spouse. One of the spouses must be a U.S. citizen, and both the U.S. citizen and the foreign fiance must be free to marry. That's very important. If you have had previous marriages, you must show that the marriage was indeed dissolved, that there is a divorce decree that you can present. And listen closely, you must have met, both of you, the U.S. citizen and the foreign fiance must have met in person within the last 2 years. You will have to provide proof of that as well. And fourth, both the U.S. citizen and the foreign fiance must both have intentions of getting married within 90 days of the foreign fiance coming to the U.S. So once you establish that you are eligible to apply for the K1 or fiance visa, then you go on to the next step, which is the U.S. citizen actually applies for this visa using form I-129F, which is also called the Petition for an Alien Fiance. The U.S. citizen petitioner must submit a copy of their passport, a signed statement from the U.S. citizen and the fiance stating that they have intentions of getting married within 90 days of the foreign fiance's arrival and admission into the U.S. Photographs together of the U.S. national and the foreign fiance. Other evidence like travel documents or itineraries of you spending time together to prove that you physically met within the last 2 years. And of course, if you had a previous marriage, you would need to include the divorce decree confirming that the marriage was indeed dissolved. So once the petition has been filed and USCIS receives the petition, they will look it over and approve it and then forward it to the National Visa Center. The National Visa Center will in turn forward it to the embassy or consulate office nearest to the foreign fiance. And the embassy will then notify the foreign national that the petition has been received and provide additional information about where to schedule a medical exam with the panel of physicians that they provide, as well as how to schedule their interview at the embassy. They will also need to complete a police certificate along with the medical exam. So before attending the interview, the foreign national will need to fill out form DS-160, which is found on the National Visa Center's website. They will also have to attend the medical exam prior to the interview as well. So the major difference between the K1 visa and the IR1/CR1 visa is the National Visa Center usually schedules the visa interview for the foreign spouse to be held at the embassy, but with the K1 visa, the foreign fiance will have to wait on instructions they have to actually schedule the interview. They will be given instructions on how to do it with the embassy, but of course those steps that I just talked about, taking the medical exam, getting a police certificate, all these things must be done prior to attending the interview. And depending on which embassy you're at, there are some embassies that want this medical exam to be done the day of. So make sure that you look at the instructions that you're given, you'll be given a list of instructions of exactly what you should do. You can also reach out to the embassy to find out exactly what their process is for you scheduling your medical exam, getting your police certificates, and scheduling your interview. You can visit the embassy's website in advance. Most likely they will have a page outlining their process of how they handle their K1 visa, so you can have like a little bit of information prior to that'll help you know what you have to do next. So with the K1 visa interview, the foreign fiance will go to the embassy or the consulate office to attend the interview. They will be asked questions. Some of these questions will most likely be about the relationship. How did they meet their fiance? Where did they meet? How was the proposal? Where was the proposal? They want to know the information about the times that they actually met face to face. So there'll be questions around their meeting face to face and within the last 2 years. And also probably how often do you speak with your fiance. I wanted to include this important piece of information. That is, the U.S. citizen can also include his or her most recent tax return forms, as well as complete the form I-134, which is called the Declaration of Financial Support. It's a form filled out by a U.S. citizen that promises that he or she will financially support a K1 Fiancé visa applicant during their stay in the United States. During the visa application process, you'll be asked to show proof of financial means for your stay while you're in the U.S. So if you don't have enough money to take care of your stay, then the option of including Form I-134, showing that the U.S. citizen will financially support you, will then come into play and be able to help you through your approval process. And then once they're approved, then they will get their visa stamped in their passport where they're allowed to enter the U.S. And once they're in the U.S., once they step foot on U.S. soil, the clock starts ticking for the 90 days that they must get married. So congratulations, you are now married. So once you're married, then the next step is to apply for the adjustment of status. So this adjustment of status is the process from turning your non-immigrant visa, the K1 visa, which is a non-immigrant visa like we talked about before, into an immigrant visa, so that you are able to get your permanent legal residence or your green card. So to do that, you'll file Form I-485 with USCIS to apply for your adjustment of status. So it's important to note that in order to apply for the adjustment of status, you must physically be in the U.S., which more than likely you are because you have come here to get married. So of course, after you file Form I-485, which is adjustment status, you must attend an adjustment of status interview. So yes, there will be a second interview that will be held at the counselor's office. They will ask you a series of questions just to confirm that your marriage is a bona fide marriage, that you guys are still together, that this is a legitimate marriage. So once you're successful with this interview and you're approved, then some weeks later you should receive green card in the mail. So just to recap, there are like 8 steps in the process of filing for your K1 visa. First, you must confirm that you're eligible. This is for the U.S. citizen. Then the U.S. citizen will file Form I-129F with USCIS. Then the foreign national will also have to fill out Form DS-160 with the National Visa Center on their website. It's an online application. Also, there will be instructions when it's time for them to apply for their police certificate and their medical exam. They will receive this information from the embassy. They go online to the embassy to receive this information about the process for their particular country. 5, they will attend the K1 visa interview. 6, they will actually enter into the U.S. 7, once they enter into the U.S., they must now get married within 90 days. After marriage, step 8, the final step, is to apply for adjustment of status by submitting Form I-485. So this is just an overview of the process or the steps in applying for a K1 visa. Hopefully this video has been helpful to you. If you have any questions, please leave it in the comment section below. If you're going through the process, I would love to know. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already subscribed. Share it with others who you think will find it helpful. And I look forward to seeing you guys in the next video. Take care. Bye.